Welcome back to another episode of the
Friendship University Podcast.
You know, the podcast where we come over week after week. Enough. When are y'all going to make this an accredited university? See, y'all don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want
I think they want it.
Do you want it?
If you want to comment below.
Do you want it? You can't handle the truth. Again. Gen Z, I'm so sorry. You probably do not know where that comes from. But we're also talking to you. Welcome back. How you doing?
Well,
The eyes closed.
I have to think about it. You ever somebody ask you that and you being too honest? Just say I'm good. But sometimes you just got to think about it.
When I tell you I've had, some people tell me I have that face that makes them want to tell me their business. It's really the Holy Ghost. It's really not my face. It's
such a beautiful face.
It's your face. You have a beautiful face. It's really just the Holy Ghost, honestly, I feel like. That people really be wanting to tell me their business. Because I'd be like, I'm cute, but my face ain't that cute for you be just telling me all your business. You know, in that one time you was in the elevator and all of
that part.
Yeah, I don't need to know that. But we're almost to spring a little bit.
And we are.
Mm-hmm. We are still in March. And marching on, we
my
are.
Birthday month.
We are close to your birthday, too. Everybody shout out. I think we maybe be a week at this point away from our co-host Tara's birthday. Listen. I ain't going to tell you her whole birthday because y'all nosy.
When I was teaching, boy, my kids wanted to know how old I was so badly. It was so... They were, like, doing research on the internet.
They wanted to be your friend, though. Remember that person? So. Remember them kids that graduated and tried to friend you? And they was like, we graduated now.
They are my friends.
Tara.
Hey, y'all. My senior class. No, the last week of school, they was trying to call me my first name. Tara girl. I was like, no, I'm Miss Coble to you.
You have not worn that cap and gown. I'm still Miss Coble. Are you crazy?
Talking about Tara. No, ma'am.
And I would say, and you know what I would have said? Tara gonna tarry you right on back to this grade until you get yourself together.
They wanted to be my friend so badly and know my business. I'm not telling y'all nothing.
Why do kids want to know?
They just nosy.
Now, to be fair, I did.
My students wanted to know.
I did want to be some of the teachers I liked. I did want to be in their business. I ain't gonna hold you. They really did. The teachers I liked. So much, so. I had teachers that I liked and I wanted to be in their business.
I love them so much.
And you pretty. And then you just was like, I do all this.
And I was just fun. And I wasn't making them do unnecessary stuff. I only made them do what I thought was like truly gonna, like they were seniors anyway, but something that was gonna add value to their life. So we had to read this boring book. No, I'm just joking. It was a helpful book. 1984. It was 1984. The premise of 1984 is very cool, and it's a big. It like when people make all the references to it. It's nice to have read it for the reference sake, but it's very long and boring. It drags. It drags so bad. But so we had to do it, and then we had to read.
And I read it as an adult.
Yeah, we had to. So I made them do a project to make it way more fun. Mm-hmm. But so I just made it fun. They had food and all that.
Okay. I used to let them go off campus. Love food.
I used to let them go off campus like half the
Give
first.
Give them a little independence.
So here's the thing: I used to let my students go off campus because I didn't know they couldn't go off campus for like the first whole semester.
I had a teacher like that.
I didn't even know they couldn't go. I had a
teacher like that.
They used to be like, "You want something from Chipotle?" Yeah, sure. Like I didn't know. Don't tell my, yeah. I didn't know.
What they gonna do now? You ain't no teacher no more? They gonna ban you?
But then I found out they wasn't technically supposed to be going. I didn't know that whole time that they wasn't supposed to be going. They was going every day.
Then why wasn't nobody stopping them at the door?
I don't know, child.
Where was the gate?
I don't know.
That wasn't your job.
Wasn't. I was like, where y'all go for lunch? Oh, okay. You want something? Oh, okay.
We had a teacher like that too. You weren't supposed to leave unless you had a specific pass. Mm-hmm. But if you were with somebody with that pass, they would let you out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just didn't tolerate, as long as you were respectful, you just were respectful and you did your work, We got along
Cause what are
great.
we doing here? This
Why are we
isn't a
doing this?
prison.
Yeah, because why are we doing all this extra stuff? If you did your, especially for my seniors, because this is not like a tested subject or anything. So if you did your work and you were respectful, you didn't. We had a great relationship. It was great. I miss my students.
That's
Shout
why
out to
they
my students.
if you're watching,
You know who you are.
tell your friends
I
to
miss
tell a
y'all.
friend to tell a friend. She miss y'all, but she's never
No, I would listen. Why don't y'all bring us to your school?
Yeah, I'm saying she's never coming back to the traditional classroom. Okay.
If you want,
Drop a testimonial. If you're a student listening to T Coble, T whatever, drop a testimonial if you were a student listening.
yes, but here's what I'm saying. If you want Friendship University to come to your school, wouldn't that be dope? Like your school or your university or your organization, like for panel, we discuss, we do our live, like we could do a live show with people.
The five
that
subjects.
would be so fun.
Okay, the 5 subjects are super dope, but your students are lacking interpersonal skills.
Period.
They do not know how to commingle with another adult in the real world. They barely know how to share. Are y'all even sharing hot Cheetos in school anymore? Sharing sips of drink? Going to band class? Are y'all doing this? I feel like the lack of camaraderie that used to be trading off snacks in the lunchroom. I get cookie, brownie, a bite of your chicken sandwich. Somebody got on meal plan getting something. Somebody got this. They getting that. I don't feel like y'all doing that anymore. And it's really saddening to me. So if you want Friendship University to come to your school and do a live panel and really talk to y'all, because we would also love to hear from you. Hear what you have to say, what you want us to talk about. Ask real questions. Ask the hard-hitting questions in real time. Okay, do you want it?
That part.
WWE. I like, SmackDown. Y'all probably don't even watch WWE. See, all of this, you gotta teach us. I'm old.
She's
okay. You just
speak
gotta.
for yourself, because I'm not.
I'm not old. I'm not old, actually, because these knees still work when the Holy Ghost lets them work. They do. My knees still work. You've seen my knee action. I'm still out here. You got something to say to the people against what I had to say? You putting the key in it? Okay. Yep. I'm not old, but I would really love to hear what you all have to say, because every generation thinks that the generation before them doesn't understand them, doesn't know. You have no idea what I'm going through. This is just like the end of the world. But we would love to be able to actually
sisters, and we can
and just talk to you. People, I have a feeling that you have a lot of people talking at you and a lot of people telling you, and nobody's talking to you.
And with you.
That's
different.
And that's what we would want to do. We want to actually sit down and talk to you and actually understand the plights and the grievances and the adversities and the triumphs and whatever else is going on in your world. So if you want it, drop a comment below. If you're a past student of
you don't have to drop
Maestro T over here.
You really don't.
Listening to, if you've been following, because I got a strange feeling some of your students have been following you since you left.
I love them. I loved every single one, even the one that got on my nerves. You know who you are. No, I'm
so just one. How many on a scale of 1 to 10? Oh, not even a scale. Out of a class of 30, how many students got on your nerves?
It wasn't many. See, seniors, they didn't get on my nerves. Maybe like 2 or 3.
Okay.
I could count on one hand. Freshmen, that's a different story. We talking different now. This is different.
These
The
is
freshmen,
different.
they was different. They was a different breed. That's because they had been out of school for 2 years and they was coming from middle school, so they never had them 2 transition years. Oh, it was rough. They was really
Are you
rough.
talking about like COVID?
COVID. They had been out of school for
Oh,
2 years, so they
okay.
missed like seventh and eighth grade, went from sixth grade to high school.
We pivotal
Oh
years.
God, oh God, oh God, oh God. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It was.
Just giving encouragement to the teachers right now. I just
You
want
know
you.
what? Y'all are incredible people because you don't get paid what you're worth. I said
Absolutely
what I
not.
said.
You don't. You don't. Period.
And the things you have to, all the things you have to be to show up, not for your students every day. You're a counselor, you're a mother, father figure, you are a mentor, you are a teacher, you are a liaison with parents, a community member. Like you're so many things to make sure that the next generation does well. You have to, adjust and make things that aren't that interesting and relevant to them. I mean, you're constantly going out of your way to make information come alive so that they can receive it and they can have a better life. So kudos to you. That's why we would love to come to school, right? And I
Yeah.
sing and I love to come to schools because I just want to encourage just not the kids, but the staff too, because it's not easy. It is not easy. It's not an easy job. It's like, how you got an attitude and it's 8 o'clock in the morning? We just got to school.
You
You mad?
got
You mad already? We just got to school.
and you got house shoes on.
And one lash. But here's the thing. You don't know what's going on in people's homes. You don't know if she had, someone yell at her or somebody mishandle her on the bus or before she left for school or whatever, what have you. So, you never know what's going on in someone's household. And the students that struggled the most interpersonally
Has stuff going on in the household. That makes sense. It trickles down like a domino effect. It
had
makes
really
sense.
had tough things
That makes
happening.
sense.
So, thank you for all you do, teachers.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do. We love you. We appreciate you. We support you. Thank you to the students for keep showing up. Times are changing vastly and rapidly. It's not the same world it was 10 years ago. So
Man, it's so different.
it's so different. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say teachers are truly underappreciated, for lack of better terms, and in a lot of instances, they're the first line of defense for a lot of students.
I think they should make teaching more competitive. I feel like it
I
was a
think
more
that
competitive factor. It would be room for growth. But it's just like if you're a good teacher, if you're a bad teacher, y'all gonna get paid the same. Like it's based on most of the time public schools. It's based on like how long you've been teaching, not so much how good of a teacher you are. So it's no real incentive to like be this amazing
grow.
teacher. Now, what people are doing now is they're having side businesses where they're like selling materials and tutoring, and they may have a YouTube channel and all that. That's another way to.
But can that tie into the school though?
No, it has to be like completely separate, like a separate business. But it's a lot of ways to make money a roundabout way as a teacher on your own.
I feel like you have to at this point.
You kind of have to. But if the system was set up correctly, you could
Then
do
you
it
should.
within it. It could be
Yeah.
competitive. But that's just my humble, small little opinion.
I can agree with that. I feel like the teachers that I remember they not only stood out in personality but perseverance to push me to something. And I would be remiss in saying that a lot of those teachers were in my college prep classes, my AP courses that I took, who took their job very
Very
seriously,
seriously.
because some of them, from my understanding, had like masters and doctorates,
Yeah.
and they were getting paid differently.
So you do get paid based on, your degrees, but it's not like performance based.
Yeah, but it
Where if
should be. I
it
think
should
should.
be
I
because
think it should.
even though you have a higher degree, you spent more money to get the degree, so you're still out money. You get what I'm saying? Unless somebody paid for it. So I just would love for it to be, if you perform well, you get paid well. Like,
I could agree with that. I could see that. My mom really wanted me to go into the education system. She retired out of the education system, which was really interesting because she took the route of like OBGYN and going toward teaching and like doing being on the school board of the board of school nurses for the state of I won't say the state, but she was like, yes, really great benefits. And I was just like, I really kept telling her, I was like, Mom, I really feel like you don't get paid for your value. And I feel like if you are going into that field, you have to have a heart to do that.
you
And she
100%
kept telling
have
me,
have
like,
to have
oh,
heart.
well, you talked about teaching. I was like, yeah, on the collegiate level, which is very different. I don't have a heart to teach the youth.
It is so much multitasking. It's insane. It's like between the grading of the papers, which I was in English, so the grading of the papers, the actual facilitation of the lesson, the writing of the lesson, the writing of the of of like orchestrating that within your team, the team projects that you have to do. It was just so much work.
More
And then
work than fits into an 8-hour day.
Yes. And then not to mention, we haven't even started talking about the kids yet. The actual like one-on-one with students, which is makes up for a lot of your time. And so if you're present with the kids, you're probably missing something. It was a constant like, oh my God, I'm always feel like I'm behind.
Like a
Like
juggling.
I always felt like I was behind the eight ball. And then if it's like once you find a rhythm, it was like the rules change. So it's like, now I got to figure out how to get my kids to pass this test. It was just like constantly felt like I was trying to figure it out, but stay present for my babies because that's how I felt about them. It was just
The
tough.
heart.
Everybody felt stressed, like literally everybody, from the teachers to the administrators to like everybody. So it's gonna trickle into the kids, if it's this constant, very stressful environment. Now, don't get me wrong, my staff, like my administration was amazing. The best principal, like she was amazing. I had some of the most best experiences with my administration. It's not like that everywhere, but you just constantly feel overwhelmed. I'm not even gonna lie. Even if you got it down to a science, it's something gonna get thrown in there that's like a raging
Curveball.
raging fire curveball. Like, yeah, I know y'all figured out the test and how to get your kids to get to a place where they understand the information, but it just flipped. So now they took this out and put this in and da da da, and it was just like, oh my God, we can't win. So I have
You
so much.
can't win, you can't break even, and you
Bruh.
can't get out the
I have so
hill.
much respect for administrators, for teachers, for schools. It's definitely a challenge for sure.
I can believe that. Because I for a minute I thought about going into school counseling too, And it's just like, for me, it's like, imagine if you're working for a job somewhere you go every day and you go to HR and they're scrambling for resources for you. Like, you're like, this is my problem, and I gotta, that's how I feel like students feel. It's like you're already having these mixed emotions inside of
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
You're already having these questions that you're looking for guidance on, and it's just not enough resources. And it's saddening for me because I really would hope that if we're thinking about this generation or any generation as they're going through the school system, as the next generation coming up and being productive members of society, and putting into building up economies, we would put more in to their upbringing at that point, at these pivotal moments. But we all know what school was made for, what traditional school was made for.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I think like things like what we're doing right now is just such a good thing because it's a support to those places. You know, they're not may not be able to have the time to talk about interpersonal relationships in depth that we do.
Yeah.
And you know how to deal with friendship, which is in high school and college is everything. The quality of your friendships determine your whole high school experience, your whole college experience. If you got terrible friends, high school, you're gonna have a very tough experience.
Yeah, and that's not to say it will dictate the rest of your life,
It
but
won't.
it is very important for you to pay attention to those things to begin with, because it is an indicator for the trajectory of where you will potentially go.
Yes. So college, we met in college. If you had terrible college friends, you probably had a terrible college experience. Like I don't see how you could separate your friendships in college from your experience because they're like your family. You're with them all day long.
All the
You're with them
time.
and like you're studying together. You're living with them. You're doing recreational activities with them. Then y'all might go home. You might go home with one of your friends. You can't go home. Like it was just you're always with these people, with these friendships that you're developing. So that's why I feel like what we're talking about, the things that we talk about, is so important because if we can help you have better relationships, we can help you have a better experience. We can help you avoid all these terrible pitfalls of life that are avoidable. And
Even mistakes that we've made.
yeah, and not to say you won't make your own mistakes, but they don't have to be completely life-changing, catastrophic where
Yeah.
you could have made better decisions had you just known better.
And if you think if someone would have just told me,
just told you.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah,
For sure.
so what we're doing, the heart of what we do is so that you have a better relationship with yourself and with the people around you because that does determine the quality of your life. You are not an island. You know, at some point in your life you're going to need someone else. And if you know how to show up better, you have a better experience and better for your children and all of, and so on and
Yeah.
so on. So you make the world a better place if you don't go through the world slashing people and being reckless and being hurtful and being as opposed to like giving and showing love and being supportive and sowing and giving towards your community and bringing light to a situation. So yeah, that's what we do and that's what we're about. So we hope that we get to see more students and come to your
Hopefully,
school
yeah, we
or
would love it.
come to your college campus and be able to talk to you guys and be able to support and uplift you. I think a lot of what we do is give people hope.
Which I hope we do give hope. I would really believe that what we are trying to do is just that. And be an aid,
Yeah. A support.
a support system, a village. It really just takes a
Yes. It
village.
really does take a
It really just
village.
takes a village.
Yeah.
And we have, like, Tara has been in the school system, and she's also been in the social study system as a
Social
social
worker.
worker,
Yeah,
who has
social, but I was still in
seen,
schools for like 8 years.
yeah, but
Yeah.
has seen, like, these really adverse circumstances, the worst of the worst, some people would think. um and also going into it where you think a system is supposed to be there and supposed to have these resources, and they don't. And so we just want to work in accordance with that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, bring us in, we can have discussions,
Just teach, and teach in a
teach.
way that is connection based, where we teach and then they apply and they learn from each other. They discuss these things and be able to see a change of perspective, and so that they can make wiser, better life choices. And we know teachers are, juggling constantly, trying to also make sure their kids turn out to be better human
Yeah.
beings. But they can only do so much when they have responsibilities to teach certain things and to get deadlines done
So
and
many
graded paper and all that. You can
students.
only do so much. So it's our hope that we can be some kind of bridge and some kind of support to help students come out of college or come out of high school with some more life skills, some intersocial, emotional skill sets, where they can be better, well-rounded pillars of society. When you see them on the cash register, they know how to talk. You know how to greet each other and support each other and respect each other, because this is the new adults. They're going to be adults in like 5 years. This is the future of our country, the future of our world. So all it takes is a few loving, pure people to show you that you mean something.
Yeah.
A caring
That's
adult
another
that
thing
you
I
mean
think we are
something.
trying to do here. It's just to let you know that you mean something. Your life means
Yeah,
something.
man.
Your purpose means something. Your existence means
Yeah, you
something.
matter.
You matter, for sure. If no one told you ever or didn't tell you today, we are telling you you matter.
You matter.
Absolutely. So I really am in accordance with that message, and so is Tara. And I really revere Tara for going into the fields that she went into, and I mean, really being on the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have done studies with psychology and therapy and just and finishing up degrees, but there is a level of understanding that you get from being on the front line, and I think Tara really got that from seeing it
It was fun.
firsthand.
I
Seeing
enjoyed
the
my
students.
kids. They were my favorite part of every day. Every single day. Being with
That's what I'm
them
talking
was
about, the
my
heart. Because
favorite
I would have
part.
went home and be like,
No, that was the fun part. The non-fun part was like the tedious things that I
oh, like the
didn't.
administrative task
Yeah,
or.
administrative and the testing and all of that. That was not the fun part. But being with my kids, best time. We had the best time developing those relationships, joking and laughing, teaching them things, seeing their eyes light up, like reading their
I
stories.
can
Like,
see that.
they had to write, personal stories or write creative writing, different things like that, reading, hearing their thoughts, being able to help them, get feedback, helping them learn about storytelling, all this, like helping them become better readers and writers. Like, those are skills I can stand behind 100,000%. Like, you need every bit of that. So it was just a great experience. I miss my kids. So let us come. No, it's just
Shout out.
let us come. We wanna love on your babies, because they're our babies too. We feel like all the kids in the world. Well, I do, are like our community, and so yeah.
Love that. Well, we're back for another episode. I thought we could do this
Let's
this
do
week. Would
it.
be interested. There is a blockbuster game. We're modifying it because we're the queens of modifications. We fit it to where we can. Um, we're gonna give prompts to one another, and we have to name movies based on the prompt. Real movies. We'll be given 10 seconds. You can name
Ooh.
one movie or multiple, whatever.
Okay. We have a timer.
And we could do a timer. You got a timer? We'll do 10 seconds.
Okay.
And you can name one or however many movies you can that are actually in existence based off of the prompts. So, all right. You want me to start? All right. Movies with planes.
How many do I have to name?
One or however many.
Snakes on a plane.
You got more? You got 10 seconds.
The pilot? Is that Denzel?
That's the pilot, yes.
Okay. Two. I got two.
Well, he was like, I'm drunk right now. One more line, I'm drunk.
It's my turn?
Yep.
Okay. Movies set in New York.
Movie set in New York. New Jack City.
Okay.
Boomerang.
Okay. Coming to America.
Yes.
Coming to America. That's what
Okay.
I thought of first. Okay. You got two.
Movies set in the future.
Back to the Future.
Uh-huh.
Matrix.
Uh-huh.
That's all I get.
That's fair.
Okay.
Terminator.
Terminator is part of
One,
Matrix
two.
technically.
But it's a different movie.
It is. Okay. Movies begin. Ooh, let me stop your time because I definitely already started. Movies beginning with S.
Snakes on the Plane. Beginning with S.
Time.
Dang. When the gun's to your head, you got me thinking.
I can't even think of movies that begin with S.
I feel like if I could look at, okay. Movies with a number in the title. You could do sequels if you need to.
Oh, that would have been Lion King
Yeah, Bad Boys 2.
too. Yeah, that would have made more sense. Yeah, for sure. Okay, your turn.
Okay.
Did y'all get that? What y'all come up with?
We gonna do one more round.
Okay.
Up. It's on you.
It's my turn. Movies. This is kind of hard. Movies set. This is kind of easy though, but could be hard. Movie set on the ocean.
Ocean's 11. Well, Ocean's 11 is really nice. Titanic.
Okay.
You have what's that movie with Tom Hanks and Wilson?
Castaway.
Castaway.
That's the first thing I thought about.
Okay, this is the last round. Okay, I'll do. This should be easy.
Okay.
Movies with superheroes.
Superman, Batman,
Keep going.
Catwoman,
Go on. You got
X-Men's. Did my Chicago come out?
That was good. Okay. All right.
X-Men's.
X-Men's.
All the men's.
South Chicago and stuff.
Black Lightning. I used to love that series, Black Lightning.
It was good. Black Lightning
That was
was
such a
good.
dope series.
It was good.
I'm gonna go back and watch it because I thoroughly enjoyed that. So why did they cancel that show? What's so good?
Listen.
Such a good show.
Black Lightning had a lot of loopholes.
It was such a good show.
It was good, but why they have to give that girl that noise to get up her power? Like, why she have to do that?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that part. Black Lightning, though?
It was good. You know what's good?
It was very, very entertaining.
What's the name of that? It's not is it Supercell? I think Supercell is the new all black. It's on Netflix. It's really good.
Okay, so Tiana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Okay, so they trying to think that they're dating, but they're saying that they're kind of showing up together because they're finna be on a new superhero show together.
Can I say my unpopular opinion? I would appreciate that more than them dating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think they're really dating. I think that's going to be...
I just would really rather them be working together.
I think they are working together. I think they are working
That's just my opinion. But, who am I?
Who are me?
I don't know. I just feel like I would appreciate them working together. And Tiana Taylor has proven herself. I would love to see her in superhero.
She gives superhero anyway.
Her abs are from here to the bionic.
The body been superhero.
Her abs are from here to the bionic world of Superman.
Yeah, like they don't need to do no special effects, nothing,
no edits. They would have to put a super suit on me and squeeze me in, and then we are just good to go, and that's it.
She don't have to do nothing.
So, I would really appreciate seeing them as superheroes.
She definitely gives superhero.
Then
he gives superhero.
I mean, he did. He came out as superhero. He was Green Lantern.
Yeah,
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. He's gonna be in a Green Lantern. So is she. So that's what they're saying. But we'll see.
Well, you know what's... Yeah, well, that's interesting. I would love to see them as that versus as a couple. That's just my opinion. I would really appreciate seeing them as that versus a couple. But anywho, so let's talk about this week's Artist Corner. So... last week, we talked about going with the waves of the ocean.
No, we didn't.
We did. You said, I mean, kind of, sort of.
Waves of inspiration.
Waves of inspiration.
Honoring the waves of inspiration that come. Honoring
the waves of inspiration that come. So, I felt like this week, we could probably talk about... the situations that come about with overcoming writer's block. So, and I think more people, not just people who write in the traditional sense of like novels, and you experience writer's block as artists, musicians, all kinds of stuff. Anybody who uses language as a medium to express their art. So I felt like when you were talking about letting the waves of life come and taking in inspiration and like really honing in the moments and appreciating them, and not only appreciating them, but documenting them, it was kind of the same as like kind of like overcoming writer's block. Now, there is no like end all be all cure for getting over writer's block, right? Like, you see these movies and it's like, I'm going to a cabin, I'm going here, I'm just getting it. It does, but it's not the answer for everyone, and it's not always the answer. Yeah, for sure. Sometimes I've gotten away to nature, away from the noise, and it still didn't help. So it's like, I think we talked about last week about honoring the inspiration as it comes and emptying yourself out so new inspiration can come. I think with writer's block, there is kind of these elements where you do have to understand that your environment does play a part in what you're doing. You can take on the mannerisms sometimes of the people around you when you're writing. And I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration. So sometimes solitude could be the answer. Sometimes it's revisiting the notion of what you're writing. Like, for me, I would say a lot of times I have to talk it out, whether it's with people or to myself. I just have to talk out the premise. I have to really understand where I'm coming from. And when you talk it out, it gives a little bit more understanding as to what you're trying to write. And it helps you to kind of accentuate the idea of whatever you're trying to get outside of yourself. And so, going back to nature, yes, that does help as well. I've gone on solitude trips sometimes where I knew I just really needed to be by myself. I really needed to be, for lack of better terms, in a serene environment. And I have been able to produce content that I feel like is gold. I think I would be remiss in not saying that sometimes I feel like writer's block is spiritual. It can sometimes come from you not leaning into the source of which you're trying to write from, or even, like you said, not emptying yourself out from the ideas that you've already had. There have been many a times I've tried to move on to a new idea, and I'm like, well, I'm done with this. I'm going to just, have this new idea. I'm going to write about that. And the Lord is like, no, we're not done with this idea. Like, why are you trying to write about this next idea? And I'm not giving you anything else on this next idea. Just finish on this idea that I just gave you. So, I feel like in media, writer's block has been this kind of like physical thing a lot that has presented itself. And that's why I brought up, like, you go to these serene places and like the mountains, and those do help. The cabins, it does help. But if you aren't emptying yourselves of the ideas that you already have, you're not going to get new ideas. And you're not going to finish an idea if you keep trying to move on from the idea that you're already trying to execute. And so it takes perseverance. Sometimes you're going to have to sit in it. Sometimes writer's block happens and you just have to sit in it. It's just what it is. It's just like, I don't have anything else to say. And that's okay. And again, going back, for me, being a believer, for me, that just means that God has not given me anything else to say about it. And so I move on, whether it be do something else creative or not creative, but I'll come back to it and I'll finish the idea when I really feel like I have the finishing thought on it. And so I feel like, also too, I want to mention, switching mediums, I think, helps for writer's block. And what I mean by that is sometimes you can be writing on your computer. I'll switch to a notepad. I'm doing voice notes. I go to a computer. Sometimes that kind of like opens up something in you. Writing down things is different than typing things,
Man, that
which is different than
so
speaking things out.
freaking true. Why is that so true? Like, actually writing is like,
It
feels
exercises different
different.
things in the brain.
It feels so different. There's this nostalgia for me that I feel when I'm actually writing. And then now I've like get different colors based on what I feel that the piece is speaking to me. If it's, happy, or if it's, more somber, it speaks to me in a different way. Writing it down is so different than looking at a screen and typing. I don't know what the thing is with paper and pen. I don't know. But you talking about a techie person that wants to be the quick way to do things, but it's something about, I think it might be spiritual. I don't know about writing pen to paper. I don't know what that's about. And you know what? Songwriting, let me tell you something. Okay?
Here we go.
When you're writing, when you scratch something out and then put something, oh no, this would be better, scratch it out. You can go back and see what you scratched out. Versus when you're typing,
You delete
it. So sometimes you're like, oh, I actually like what I scratched out better. Then you switch. It's like a trail of your thoughts versus like I deleted it and it's this perfect little. No, I don't want that. I want the mistakes too, because when I go back to revise, I might switch it. You know what I'm saying? So I felt when I was writing things down, I felt so much more connected to the piece when I was writing it versus typing it, because the mistakes made it, I don't want to use the word magical, but it was serendipitous. Like the mistakes were meaningful.
it added.
It added character. And so maybe I wanted to keep the mistake, or not mistake, but maybe I wanted to keep the first draft and go back and see how it journeyed and became. But when you're typing it, you can't see the journey. It's
the journey.
For you to, change it and do all that. So that is so true to your point. That is so true that writing it on a paper versus typing it, if you're feeling writer's block, because typing gives this element of perfectionism.
Like you're done.
Huh?
Like you're done.
Well, perfectionism, because you type and delete, as opposed to just letting it come out rawly. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Writing with the pen, and if you change something, you just scratch it and then you keep writing. But when you delete and then you go and it's too much pressure versus writing it and dealing with it's just coming out in a really raw way.
Yeah. I write a lot of surprisingly, which shout out to growing up where you still learn writing skills and signatures and cursive. I write a lot of my pilots and stuff, which is a lot. It's on my hand, hoping Jesus my hand is good. But I feel like what you said, the reason I said like it's final, because I oftentimes go to the computer when I feel like
when it's final.
It's like a final.
It's a final
I'm
thing.
good. And even then I'm like.
But when I was in college, I started composing at the computer because I can talk, text, and compose.
You could, yeah.
Which is fine. But it's something about the creative of song. If you're doing poetry, song writing, anything like that, there is something about writing that thing down. I don't know what it does, but it's special.
Well, it says write the vision and make it plain. So maybe that's what it is. You just gotta write it out.
Maybe.
I think there is there are some, and this is just me, like, this is not scientific, I'm just saying. I think there are ties to memory with your brain when you're doing certain things. So if you're writing certain things out, there are certain memories attached to that.
Yeah. And the feeling of it. Yeah,
and it's the feeling of like, you know how, I don't know if you've ever had.
We gotta study this out and figure this out.
I don't know if you've ever had a feeling like of sadness or anger, and it almost dictates the pressure point of what you're pushing down on the pen or the pencil, or what you're writing on.
It's so much more. I feel that you're so much. I'm not saying you're not connected to your emotions when you're typing, but it's more emotional to me when you're writing it. I don't know why that is. I feel so much more vulnerable when I'm writing on paper. than I do typing at a computer.
Because paper I feel like it's everlasting. Have you ever gone to like a museum and seen letters written from people? It's like you can see those emotions in it. It's like a form of communication that was the end all be all almost.
I don't know why I can feel like when I'm typing, it's not mine. Like when I'm typing, it's mine, but it's like it's on a device versus it's mine, and nobody could ever see it unless I show it to them. It's like in a cloud. It's like I don't know who could be seeing my stuff.
Well, we also grew up on like journal.
We did grow up on journaling.
I had journals with locks on them.
Yes, honey, we did. We did have journals with locks on it. You had a journal with a lock on it.
Drop a comment. Drop a lock.
Did y'all have locks?
Drop a lock in the comment below if you had a journal with a lock.
Which one of your siblings broke in your journal was reading it? Because I was certainly trying to read my sister's. I was trying to get the tea.
Was the sibling breaking?
I was trying to know what was going on because she wouldn't tell me.
It was me. It was me breaking in. This is why my older siblings was like, get her out of here. We hate her.
We're trying to know. This little
But I wanted to know. I wanted to know. Like, I don't care. I have no
But
regrets.
now it's like people's journal is like social media.
It's a living journal.
It's like live journal with people, which is kind of weird to me. But it was like on paper, it's like, it's for me. This is for me. This is like my private thoughts for me. I can be as vulnerable and raw as I want to be. I don't know. That's just my humble opinion.
I can get that. I think, yeah.
Try writing next time.
Try writing.
Just try writing and see if
writing out your thoughts.
Yeah.
Whether you're an author, writer, or a songwriter, or an artist, whatever, just try using old school sheet of paper, ballpoint pen. You can even get fancy with it. I like writing fancy pens now.
I do too. I was never a pen person, but I have grown.
You were never a pen person? I love pens.
I lost pens too much to care. That much.
I really appreciated pens. I used to love to write in cursive.
You give that.
Do I?
Mm-hmm. You care about your handwriting.
I did. I do. And I still do.
You know the girls in your class, they had like the prettiest handwriting. Like it was some girls, it's like her handwriting was like top tier calligraphy.
I really like it. If I could have gone into...
I was not that.
I really like it. It's like presentation for me. I wanted to really look good. I really had an affinity for like old school writing. You know, I used to read like those old letters in the library, and I'd be like, these men writing these love soliloquies to these women, their penmanship is top tier.
Did I ever get a love letter?
And I got love letters, and
I'm
I
trying to
appreciated
think if
it.
I got
love letters.
That's
I
cool.
feel like you did. Remember when they used to give out Valentine's? You used to be able to like order. That was so ridiculous. Why would you do that? Because what happens if somebody don't get a Valentine?
Then you might get a Valentine for somebody you never ever see like that. Never ever. You don't even look at them twice like that.
I hope they
stop
stop
that. It was just
that.
like, thank you.
I hope they stop that.
Just on Valentine's Day. I remember I used to get the most randomest people that I would just had a relationship with, but I was nice to them because I was a nice person. So I think they felt like I was trying to talk to them, but I was really just a genuinely not. I literally in high school got voted best heart and best personality. Literally. So I was just a nice person. Oh,
you was just everybody's girlfriend.
I didn't know that. until days like Valentine's Day came,
What
and then they would
B2K
give me
said, my girlfriend.
and then I would get like these gifts from these random people that I just talk to like normal, and I'm like,
Girl.
but the guy I was checking for, like,
Wasn't
no
even
gift,
sending out Valentine's.
no gift until
What
I
a-
got a boyfriend. Then I used to get a lot of gifts, but yeah, no.
That is, I'm so glad they don't do that. That is crazy.
High
Delivery.
school was an interesting time because I remember getting asked out by this boy to homecoming and prom. He was very, 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 very popular. He was not my type physically, but very, 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 very popular. But he used to tell me how all the girls would fight over him and put sugar in his gas tank and all this other stuff because we was friends.
You lying.
So you think I'm finna date you after you got these girls going crazy over you? No, I'm not dating you. Like, absolutely not. High school was it was a crazy time.
It was a hodgepodge.
It
First
was
of
very a
all,
lot going on. It was very, very much a lot going on.
you think I want to deal with Susie and Peggy putting sugar in your gas tank?
It was crazy. It was like you done told me about all the crazy girls you done dated, and you think I'm finna date you? No, I'm not finna date you. But you know what my highlight of my high school career was?
What?
Band.
Band was great.
Band was so much
Band was great.
fun. Like,
I'll
band
tell
was like,
you.
it's like basketball season now, so it's not like marching band like that, but it's like concert season for spring. I still talk to my band director to this day. Shout out, Mr. Wright. I love you.
Oh, hello. We're going to have you on soon, Mr.
I know
Wright.
we're gonna have you on.
I love that. My band
director.
director went on to Southern.
Oh wow. He's brilliant mind. Love him. But it was just such a big part of my high school career, like crazy part. How we got on this topic, I don't know. But shout out to the band.
Yeah, shout out to band. I learned how to play bass. I learned how to play so many instruments in band, in marching band, concert band.
It was such a great community.
I almost got a scholarship on oboe. I started playing the oboe in grade school. My mother and my father were like, "This is a very obscure instrument that black people, period, are not playing." And I played it. And I played it until 12th grade.
Wow.
And I almost went to Mississippi State.
Oh, wow.
But I was like, I'm not going to, not Mississippi State. I almost went to Mississippi State on a tennis scholarship. I almost went to Tennessee State.
Multi-talented.
I was like,
Multi-talented.
but I don't feel like the Lord is leading me there. And my parents were pissed.
Yeah, because you could have got that free tuition, but you had to come to
But then I got free tuition. Then I got a scholarship.
Made a way. You made a
way.
Yeah, that was like the highlight of like the band at my school.
We were top 10.
Shut it down.
We were in all of the bands. The marching
Battle
of
the
the bands,
bands.
the marching of the bands, the battle of the bands, everything. My drum major was the person standing in proxy
For Nick
Cannon.
That makes sense because y'all was in Atlanta. That makes perfect sense.
Yep, that light skinned man, that was him. That was him. He was like, yep. Yes.
Band was such a big part of my high school career.
But that's like after school curricular activity, like something that engages you.
Yeah.
Past like your normalcy. And I think you don't necessarily have to have an after school activity, but it helps.
It helped
to
me
build community.
Oh, 100%.
To like, if you are someone who may be struggling, like let's say you're in high school or even in grade school or middle school, and you are trying to find your place, like there's so many opportunities of what you like, what are your interests, and band is really, I would say, a good start for a lot of people.
It was a great,
it's good.
It was a great experience.
It gives you discipline.
Yeah.
It gives you community. It gives, you something to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
You're like every Friday night or whatever the game nights are, you're traveling with.
It was so much
The,
fun.
you're
We got to go
traveling
out
with
of
teams.
town.
Yeah,
We used
you're
to go on.
traveling with the teams.
We went to Disney World. We went to Universal Studios. We went to Canada. We were all over the country. Like, it was just an amazing experience.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's great. It's great, and there are so many facets of it. Like we said, you could
Jazz
do marching band,
concert band,
yeah.
symphonic band. We had a symphonic band. We got to meet like Wynton Marsalis. Was it Wynton Marsalis? Yes, I think so. He plays the trumpet. I think that was him. But we got to like go to like different experiences. It was just I have very fond memories. I wish I had practiced more. Had I know I was going
playing band?
Had I know I was going into music for real as an adult, I would have just
nobody nurtured it.
I would have just really, really honed in on it. I did it, but I wasn't like giving 1,000% like I could have had I known I was gonna be in this industry as an adult. But yeah.
What was your instrument?
I played the B flat horn. I played
B flat,
tenor saxophone,
and
I played the alto saxophone. So that's what I played. I played B flat horn to march. I marched with tenor sax, and I was like, this is so uncomfortable. Can I move to another instrument to march with? So I played B flat horn. I switched to B flat horn so I could march with it because it was easier to march with. Tenor saxophone was so hard to march. It was like, it was so big. It was like this big. So I kept playing tenor saxophone in jazz band. So I was in band all 4 years, but I was in band in elementary too, starting in 6th grade. So I played keyboard from 6th grade to 8th grade. But I knew I wanted to be a marching band. You can't play keys in marching band. So I had to start picking up saxophone when I was probably in like 7th grade.
That's probably why they moved you over there.
Yeah, probably about 7th grade, because I knew my sister was in marching band. They always was going somewhere. So I said, I got to go.
Got to get in on
I got to go. So we did what we needed to do. It was a great experience. So that's when I started playing and played the whole time. And it's funny that I sing because I couldn't be in choir.
Why?
Because in my school you had to kind of choose. You couldn't be in both.
Oh.
Band and choir because they conflicted.
Yeah, their schedules.
I was like, there's no way I'm not going to be in band. So if you listen to the band, like the band can like sing just as good as the choir because all the students were like they usually, musicians and singers. So yeah, it was crazy. But I did get to sing one time in a field show.
Come on. I need that footage.
I know. It's probably a mess. It's probably a hot mess.
But I would love to see it.
Probably a hot mess. Yes. Great times.
Great times. I play baritone.
Okay.
I started off, I did oboe from the 6th grade up until graduation. And I learned the bass in jazz band.
Love that. How long did you play bass?
For 4 years.
Shut up. Why have I never heard you play bass in my whole life?
Because I never wanted to be taken advantage of at a church. Because I played bass at my church, and I was like, I'm not doing this again. you'll never get the chance to disrespect me again.
So that whole time you could play bass, and you just didn't tell not one soul. I didn't even see a bass in your room. You had a lead guitar, but I didn't see a bass.
I never owned one.
Oh, you played at
Yeah, my band director would let me buy her ears. My parents decided they were never going to, but I can't put it on them. They decided, we're not going to buy you any more instruments. We bought you so many instruments. They were like, we bought you a clarinet, a flute, a lead guitar, drums. We bought you all that. We're not buying you another instrument. Enough.
Fair.
Enough. So I said, okay, that's fine.
Wow. I did not know that.
I'm very like enough to play chords like like just carry.
This line, but bass lines
Yeah.
are just simple anyway.
No, some bass
I mean,
like
do
I
they be running up and down? But
would
I mean, like,
like
depending on what you
flick
playing.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Let me find out.
I do what I can. We all do what we can. But yes, extracurricular activities
Are
is what we're
important.
getting to. We're for them. Absolutely. I was also in a couple of other things, and they help you find your people.
Oh yes, for sure,
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
schools often have a lot of clubs,
Mhm.
I would say.
Mhm.
Clubs for sure. They're maybe not, I don't know. I'm not gonna go into that, but yes, they have a lot of clubs that you can take part in. So, um, well, I don't know how we got here, but that's the artist corner for this week. Just take a moment and breathe and dissect what you're writing. Look at the medians in which you're writing from and decide to change them up a little bit, and then also to just sit in that, I would say sit in the moments of what you think are block, and it will really give you clarity, I think, on what the next move needs to be. So last week we talked about the growing or maintaining relationships in a busy life, like making sure that as life changes, you're not falling off, other people aren't falling off, those different things. So I thought this week we could talk about like taking inventory of friendships. Because if we're talking about like life changing and things moving, you really probably want to find people that align with the person you are and also the person who you want to become,
Oh my goodness,
which can be
yes.
difficult because you see yourself as something, and sometimes it's difficult if you're not there yet to let go of the past. So when you think about taking inventory of friendships and like aligning them with who you want to be, what comes to mind?
I think that I was at a retreat, and I want to give a shout out to this. And I've talked about this before because I just thought that this was so profound. I was at a retreat with a mentor of mine. Shout out to Sarah Connor. She said, "Who's on the board of your life?"
I think I remember you saying this. Yep.
And she said, "Write down, who's on the board and what part they play, and is that the appropriate role for them." And then we had to evaluate and see, is that the appropriate role for them? Do they have the expertise? Do they have the, if you put them in the advisor role, do they have the expertise to be giving you advice on that subject with where you are now? Are they just in a support friend role? Are they in the cheerleader role? Like, what is their role? And I think that really made a big difference to how I saw the relationships that I was in, because loyalty is a thing. You'll be moving in a way just out of sheer loyalty, not realizing that y'all are no longer those roles for each other. And so it's okay to mentally say, things have changed. And that's not bad, but they have changed. And adjust people appropriately. That doesn't mean you have to call them on the phone and say, "Hey, yeah, I moved you from
Okay.
advisor to cheerleader or advisors to support," but mentally you no longer go to them for expertise in something that they are not an expert at.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Why you going? You married? Why you coming to your single friend for marriage advice? We not married. Talk to somebody that
It's successfully married.
successfully and have been
Mm-hmm.
for advice.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, um, you know what I'm saying? Like
But
you
we
have
can
to.
get comfortable.
Yes, we don't even think to have that conversation because it's just like we're rolling with the punches. Life is life, and we're moving so fast. We're loyal. Those my homies. Blah blah blah. You don't know what's going on with them unless you check in and see and appropriately put people in their place. And you cannot be a people pleaser. You really have to. That is something that you have to be able to set boundaries and do for the sake of your ultimate good.
Mm.
You can't just think, but she needs me and such and such. I'm not saying that you don't care about people, but I'm saying not at your expense of your future, not at the expense of your destiny, that you are making these choices so that other people will be happy with you. So you have to appropriately put people where they belong, not where you won't offend anybody.
Mm. I think that's important for sure to understand that. Well, I kind of want to take it back. You said putting people where they're supposed to be without, like, and you don't want to offend anybody. Like, you have, I think on a certain level, you have to be willing to let go of if someone will become offended based off of what is happening. Like,
You will have to do that.
people have to base their decisions a lot of times. You know, some things are God driven and you're giving spiritual aspects on what to move about. But a lot of times people will have to be driven based off of the moves of other people. And so if I'm like taking inventory of my friends and I'm doing specific things, even going into the conversation we had last week about my life changing, and maybe I mentioned like things are different for me, I don't have a lot of time, XYZ, and someone's taking offense to that, or they're like responding negatively to it, or something that is just not falling in alignment with where I want to go. I have to be aware of that and make a decision on how I move with them in my life based off of that reaction. So I feel like when you start to think about the people that are in your life and where you want to go and who you want to be,
That's
where do they
important.
align?
Man, that's such a big deal.
You know,
That's such a big
I
deal.
talked about this a little bit the last episode. Like, if you're wanting to move to another level and this person wants to monopolize all of your time, always talk on the phone, always do all of these things, where does that leave you to build whatever it is you're trying to build?
Yeah.
Especially if you're an entrepreneur or you're
Yeah.
trying to do whatever it could be that you're trying to do.
Like to add to that, if that's
Yeah.
okay, it could be as simple as your friends want to party all the time. That could be for my high schoolers, college age,
Yeah.
millennials. Like you have goals, you're trying to buy a house, you're trying to buy a car, you're trying to get better grades, whatever the situation that you're in. But your friends want to party all the time. Party means wasting time. Party means nobody's saying you can't go out every once in a while, but they're partying. That means you're out all night. That means I'm spending money that I probably shouldn't be spending. That means I might be getting drunk or I'm not getting drunk, but I mean, like, you might be
Yeah.
intoxicated, or, taking a drug or something in a situation that won't be helpful for your
Wasting
overall
time.
goal that you're trying to get. And so then you have to step back and evaluate, say, yeah, I might have been friends with this person for 10 years or however long, or, our families know each other. But when I really look at the situation, we don't want the same things anymore.
Which is okay to take inventory of.
You need to take inventory of, because you're
Yeah.
like, man, why am I struggling to
The
get to this
goals don't
goal?
align.
Yeah, because they derailing you every other week. You start to build some momentum. They like, man, let's go out, man, like da 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 da, and then
And now
you're
you're
off,
almost juggling two lives.
and
You're
you're
trying.
trying to please your friend and
Yeah.
maintain this friendship, but y'all just going different directions. And that's okay. And nobody wants to feel like they're split in two. And it's okay to say, you know what, bro, or you know what, it's just like, I respect what you're doing. That's your choice, but I'm just on some other stuff right now. Like, I'm just on something different. And I respect what you do, but this is where I am. And I'm not judging you. I think you have potential to be like this and really share how you feel about it, but you can't make anybody
You
be
cannot drag
you
people.
cannot drag people. You can offer, say, "Hey, what about this? Why is it that you're always doing what they want to do, but they don't do what you want to do?" You understand what I'm saying? Like, we got a party, but you don't want to go study. We got a party. You
You
don't want to
don't
go to
net.
church. You don't want to, like, get together on some, like, good fun. Yeah, no, we're not going the same direction. We're literally not. And it's okay to
Wow.
realize, you know what? I'm taking inventory, and 1, 2, 3 of my friends, we don't like none of the same things anymore. And that's okay. And I need to be okay with letting those go so I can have new friends that we can enjoy the same things. And I don't have to feel awkward being somewhere that I just don't fit in. I can just enjoy myself.
And can I say that it's not a one time thing that
It's
happens.
constant.
It's constant. Cause I can think back to college when we had those situations, and you would see me hanging out with certain people, and then you would not see me hanging out with them again. Cause they weren't. Cause I was at the end of I kiki cackle ha ha. I would do all. But at the end of the day, that work gonna get done.
Get done.
I'm gonna go to that library. I'm gonna do that paper. Or I'm gonna get
Yeah.
that A.
And it's like, why should I surround myself with people who don't want the same things? Now I'm swimming upstream.
But you know what? A lot of times we try to. I think there are multiple, but I'll say two that I think. I think sometimes this is something that I've experienced. You think people can think like you, party a little bit or have a little bit of fun, then you go about and you really want to get your business done. Okay, I had enough fun, let me go. Which is not normally the case for a lot of people. Once they dip their toe in the party,
That's it.
That's it. For me, I am all right. I got work to do. That's how it was in college, at least. Not today. Now, you know, it is all work. Play comes. Jesus, when you want it. And then I think the second part is people think that what you said, they can influence it, but they're not influencing. They're being influenced. And so they think, I can bring you along. I can
bring you
just
my way.
drag you to my way. But who's influencing who, right? Like, if I look like what you're doing, who am I influencing?
Yeah. And look at your results. Are you yielding the results? And, like, honestly, why I'm swimming upstream versus getting some people that are on what I'm on or better than me.
Right.
And then they can pull me up where I'm weak.
And you got to be willing to be talked about in that, because they gonna say, oh, you better, you change,
you think you all
doing
that.
all this,
So
you
what?
Okay,
I gotta do what I gotta do.
And I do. And I'm too good for it. And then what? So what?
So what?
And
so
I
what?
am. Okay. Now what?
So what?
Like, you're not going to shame me. And it is, I will say, easier said than done. But at the end of the day, you do have to have the mentality of, if someone says, oh, you think you're too good? Yeah, I am too good. Now, so what?
It's y'all really have to align. I love this. I'm from Chicago. Grew up, I'm a millennial from Chicago. Therefore, I grew up in the Bulls era. Okay?
Ooh wee.
90s, 80s,
If y'all
late
know
80s, 90s,
anything about
Jordan,
the
Bulls
Chicago, and I
championship.
took that
And I took
personally.
that personal. And I was watching Last Dance, and
That is such. I go ahead. That's such a good
it's a
show.
documentary
It's
about
so
their journey.
good.
And Michael started to cry because they were just saying, well, you're a nice person, and some of your teammates don't feel that you were nice. And he was basically like, I can't
I
be nice
wasn't
and be a
here.
champion.
Yeah.
Like, it was either I was gonna be a champion and be a leader and get you and push my team past what they were comfortable with and make them uncomfortable. And he said, but I never asked them to do anything I wasn't doing.
Everything. Yeah.
I never asked them anything that I asked them to do. I would
was
do.
already doing.
And then he said, but I couldn't do that. Like, you're not gonna be able to be nice all the time. And so what I'm saying
He
is,
was never nice.
when you're, I mean, hey,
He always had a vendetta.
but for a champion on the
But
team,
it pushed
he
him.
would be.
I would say it pushed him.
He would be. They would talk about how he would be nice outside of it, but you get on the court, he wasn't nice. That's just, he wasn't nice. And I'm not saying he the end all be all and do everything he did, but what I am saying, that there's a concept here. Sometimes you can't be nice when you trying to win a goal. When you have a goal and your goal is meant to help other people, you can't just be nice and just say, okay, I'm gonna do whatever you guys want, even though it's hurting you or affecting you in a negative way. So that's what I'm saying. Like, to get the goal to be a champion, sometimes you're gonna have to make hard decisions, and those hard decisions may involve letting some people go because they're not headed down the same road. If you don't want to practice for 4 hours and you want to party for 4 hours, we can't be hanging out. Sorry, I gotta go, and my goal is to be a champion.
Yeah.
You gotta go. Your goal is to party. That's two different goals. We're not aligned, and it's okay to say, I still love you, no love lost. I see you when I see you, but I'm gonna be hanging with these people because we got the same goals.
Yeah. I think.
And even as an adult, that's still the same. I might have a goal to live a godly life. I might have a goal to honor my spouse. I might have a goal to raise healthy children. You might not have those goals. And I might love you, but we just don't align. So you might not have the same access, because what are we doing here?
I think taking inventory falls right into alignment of that, because goals change.
Yes, they
Right?
do. They really do.
And so we may have become friends based off of one goal or
So
one
good.
thing. But maybe my goal changed.
That's so cool.
Maybe I grew. Or maybe you grew.
Or maybe we both
Maybe
grew
we both
different
grew different
ways.
ways. And we have to take into account that wherever our growth is happening, I have to be willing to water mine. And so I think about things a lot in garden aspects. We love plants, we love gardening, we love all kinds of things. So what you water grows.
Come on.
And so maybe we do go in different directions. I can't continue to try to water what we had, and I don't want to water what you have. I'm just going to have to water what I have. That's going to push us further away. You have to be okay. Here's the thing, and it's funny that you brought up Last Dance because this is the thing that I took from it because
I took a lot of stuff from it.
I
That's
took a
just
lot of
honest.
things from it, but I'm gonna say this one thing because yes, Michael Jordan was talking about that, but I also took from him that he was okay with being the villain.
He was okay.
He was okay
If
with
it
being
got
the
them-
villain. If for him, he had to have a vendetta to get somewhere.
He did.
You said good morning, and I took that personally. So what did you mean by good morning? But that's it. Really was that. He was like, if you have not watched it, please watch it. But he was okay with being the villain because he realized, like, I didn't work this hard to not get to the goal.
Not get to the goal. To be,
I'm going.
He said to be a winner.
To be a winner.
Yeah.
When he lost and they came back and he was like, nah.
Nah.
Doc. I didn't come here to be a loser.
He said basically when they came back, it was a new team.
Yes.
That's after the first three-peat. He came back from retiring, and it was a new team. And basically, these guys are riding off the high of them being champions, but they were not involved in that championship process and what it took to become a champion.
And that's what, yep.
And so he's like, these
Negroes
ninjas don't know what it takes to get to a championship finals, but I know, so I'm finna get in they behind.
Yep.
And they didn't like that, but he's like, well, you don't like it, but you don't know what it takes to be a winner. I do.
And we're going to the top again.
And we're going to the top. And you might hate me, but you'll win though.
He was very much so okay with being the villain. And
He
I'm not
was.
saying that everybody's built for that in the sense like you have your Michael Jordans, your Kobe's, your Michael Jacksons, you Beyonce. You have these people who are like
level of excellence, yeah.
a level of excellence. But
that's
what
a
you can
cost.
take from them is the fact that they're willing to pay the cost to get to the next goal.
And what is the cost sometimes?
What is the cost sometimes?
Sometimes
It's friendships.
It's friendships.
It's relationships.
It's relationships.
Now, I ain't gonna say Michael Jordan is the best example because he don't have a lot of people who revere him. If you talk to a lot of people, they ain't got a lot of good things to say about Michael Jordan. But
Some people do.
not a lot of people. But
You know, to people we talk to. I'm from Chicago, so I'm gonna stick beside.
that's a little different. But if
a
you
stick
talked
beside-
about, because the people who talked about him on First Dance or Last Dance and even past that,
You know.
But you do have to be willing to be made the villain in the sense of like
You can't please everybody.
sacrifice. I think
You can't please
be
everybody.
made the villain and sacrifice. I think are the two things I took from that.
Yeah, you can't please everybody.
You can't please
and,
everybody.
and on your journey to the whatever goal you have, you might have two people that believe in what you really believe in you. I mean, you might. That's family, friends.
And
all
one
put
person may
together.
fall off.
And you might have
through.
one. You might have 1 to 2 people that really believe in you, that you can do what it is that you're talking about doing. And the rest is just spectators. And they, they just like, oh, okay, well, good luck. They're not really down for you like that. So it's okay. And I'm saying that not to discourage you, but we think the more people around, the better. Not true. The more people I have it that that I talk to, that mean I'm popular, better. Not true. I'd rather have 2 people who down for me, who love me, who got my back, who not talking bad about me behind my back, who not, wish my downfall secretly, blah, 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 than 20 people who really don't care at the end of the day, but they'll ride in a limo with me.
They're just riding the coattails.
They just riding. They just around. But they're not down and they not invested in your success. If you stop playing, if you stop paying, if you stop calling, are they calling you? Do they check on you? Do they make sure you okay? Do they ask if you need something? Like, you got to check this and see, hey, take inventory. Do this person ever call me? Or am I always calling them? Am I always paying the bill? Am I always uh going to their house? They never come to mine.
You
Am I
better
always supporting their events? They never come to my events. But it's my birthday, they not in, no, ain't nowhere in sight. When it's their birthday, oh, I'm showing up, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Yeah, no. And then you gotta look at it. They don't really like you like that.
they're just around for the benefits.
They're
And
around for what they can get
we
from you.
just talked about the last episode with what people can get from you when life changes.
Bruh.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If I'm a world champion basketball player and I am practicing and I got all kinds of drills and if my friends are living in my house, I better come home to something. A warm towel, a cooked meal, a bubble bath. Woodell, somebody, I better come home. It's a red flag for me, y'all.
Yeah.
Cause I take it from MC Hammer, who tried to take care of everybody from the hood.
Bruh. That ain't
You
it.
never going to coerce me into taking care of people who don't give a dang about me.
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, it's just like if we already are like not on the same page, because a lot of times these people really don't be on the same page already. Because when you start going closer to your goals, you start seeing it. It's like y'all be going opposite ways.
Yeah, for sure.
You're seeing signs. Mm-hmm. You're trying to hold on a lot of times, sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying this. The thing is, we have these conversations from places of experience. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying this because I have not experienced this. It's just that I want to give you all the opportunity to see the signs before we get there. Mm-hmm. You're already seeing like y'all going opposite ways, mm-hmm. and you want to drag them along. Like you mm-hmm. want to be like, come on, just, and this is how they are. I'm sorry, Woodell, but I gotta use you as a prop, and mm-hmm. you dragging them along. You don't have to drag somebody along to your dream,
and you can't. That's like you. It's hard enough reaching your dream yourself.
Let alone taking another person
who never told you they wanted to go. And if they wanted to go, they'll be willing to do the work. And you cannot do anybody else's work. Nobody. The only work you can do is your own work. Michael Jordan couldn't shoot the basketball for his team players. He had to evoke a desire in them to push them to want it for themselves.
And let's back up to the fact that Michael Jordan was not Michael Jordan when he started. He was a terrible basketball player, and he practiced his way up to what he was. Yeah. And he let everyone else go that wasn't a part of his dream. Yeah. And it was like, I have a dream. Well, his father, he was like, if you want to be the greatest, this is what it costs.
Yeah, it's going to cost
you. And he did this.
It's going to cost you. If you want to be the greatest, it's going to cost you. And if you want to have goals, like we were talking about in a busy world last week, if you have goals, things you're trying to pursue, you trying to break generational curse, you trying to be the first person in your family to go to college, first person in your family to buy a home, first person in your family
to break $1 million,
to make $1 million or be an entrepreneur. It's gonna cost you. It's seriously gonna be a sacrifice,
and you got to be willing to pay the price. Honestly,
and that might be relationships that have been around for years, and they just don't align anymore.
Yeah,
or they jealous and they don't want to see you win.
Woo!
Call a thing a thing.
Oh,
a thing.
Oh, Oh my God.
They don't celebrate you. They're not happy for you. They 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 don't smile or rejoice when they always criticizing you. They staying under this rug stuff. They taking jabs. They talking about you. They laughing at you when you're not around. That's not your friend. I don't know how many people we have held on to that not good friends, but we just love them. But when you think about it, they're not a good friend to you.
Tara,
but you just love them, but they really not a good friend to you.
You love them. And love is a tricky thing because you feel like love should overcome and conquer all.
Nope.
But love has a standard. And if that standard is not met.
Listen, let me tell you. You know how you say, let me tell you something? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Linda, listen, Linda.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
You can love somebody all day. That don't make y'all aligned.
Baby. Just like standing in the garage don't make you a car.
Hello, vroom, vroom. It doesn't. It don't matter. That's relationship.
Love is not enough anywhere. Not in a friendship. Not in a romantic relationship. It's not enough. Nowhere. It's not enough.
Because let's go Bible. How can two walk together unless they be agreed? Like, we can't go anywhere unless we on the same page. We're going to be standing at the corner arguing because we can't figure out which way we're going to go. Like, we're wasting our time and spinning our wheels here. So, like, if we want to go somewhere and move forward, we got to be on the same page.
If you want to be somebody.
If you want to go somewhere.
You better wake up and pay attention.
But for real, though. For real. That's so real. I can love, and I ain't never left not one friendship, not one relationship, and didn't love the person. I just knew we wasn't aligned no more.
Love.
I just knew we couldn't.
You know what Tony Braxton said? Love should have brought you home last night. And love don't bring you home to the friendship.
It don't. It really
doesn't.
Don't. It don't matter if you love them, but y'all not aligned. It don't matter if you love them. If they jealous of you, it don't matter if you love them. If they don't want to see you win, it don't matter if you love them. If they can't celebrate you,
and your love is not strong enough to change anything.
Lord,
and their love is not strong enough to change you. Period.
Now here's the thing. If y'all have I'm not saying love cannot heal, because if you're in the right situation, y'all can help each other. Y'all can heal each other. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can wound somebody, you can bring healing to their life as well. But we talking about alignment. Do we want the same things out of life? This especially gets important when what I want is opposite and almost dismantles what you want.
Yeah. Operative word, dismantles. That's good.
So if I'm building, let's take it here.
Let's talk about it.
I'm saving for something. Okay?
This is you
saving. I'm putting my money away, blah, blah, blah. All you want to do is go shopping. Okay. I already told you I can't spend no money.
So the save is up here.
I already told you I can't spend no money.
And you shopping.
And they shopping. And come on, let's go shopping. Girl, you can buy that. You deserve that. No, I already told you.
You see what
I'm saying? I already told you I got a goal in mind. You're not respecting that. Now, if you want to pay for something, that's your business. But no. The answer is no, because what I'm working on is what I'm working on. If you cannot support me in that, then we need some space. Because if the only thing you want to do is shop, and now I can't shop no more, you can't be my friend no more. Okay, then that's what it is.
And when I tell you no, it's not a personal vendetta against you.
It's not. I'm working on something.
Now all of a sudden I'm changed.
Yeah, because I can't do what we used to do. So our friendships, yes, love is important, grace is important, but they gotta be
That's why I said
common
grace is not
goals.
an excuse. It
Common
has to
goals.
be common.
It has to be common goals.
Grace and mercy goes in alignment with those who are aware of, I don't want to say error, but like are aware where they're not in alignment.
Yeah.
It's like you give grace to those who didn't know that it was happening and are wanting and desiring to change the outcome
for sure.
of what they did. Not people who just want you to be who you were.
Who
and we
you
talked
were,
about the
yo.
boxes. Because it's more comfortable for you to be in a box for a lot of people than you
Man.
to change.
They don't like that. They do not
You
like
change,
that.
and then now I have to change. And I don't want that.
And I don't want to change. I like where I put you. And now you trying to break out of that and do some new stuff. And I'm not for that. I don't want nothing to do with that. So
now,
stop doing
who
that.
do you think you are?
Who do you think you are? Because now you messing up my situation. So yes, it's okay. We are here to tell you that it is okay to change. It is okay to grow. It is okay to evolve.
It's normal.
In fact, if you are not growing, if you're not evolving, if you are not changing, if you're not moving forward, there's a problem. Just like as a human being, if you stay the same age, if you 11 and you never grow no more, it's probably something wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So, or if you stay 5 years old for the rest of your life, we call that a disability. You know,
Yep.
There's a problem here. You should be growing and maturing into adult. Your life should be maturing, and we should be growing. You know, that doesn't mean you're not going to have good times and bad times or whatever. But we need to be changing, and it's okay. Think about it like this: do you still hang out with the person you hung out with when you were 4 years old? No, probably not.
And if you do, how much have y'all changed?
Right. Do you still hang out with the same person you did in high school? Maybe not. Do you still hang out? Do you understand? Things change and you grow and you evolve. And that's okay. And sometimes you have to look around your people and say, this is the life I want to live. Are these people in alignment with this? Or are they actually taken away from this?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that is a good indicator of what you said. Addition plus subtraction. Mm-hmm. Are they adding to where I want to go? Or are they taking me further away of my goal?
Because the truth is, people are either gonna take you up or take you down. Nobody is really neutral. I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Nobody. Everybody has influence. Your influence is going to do something to somebody, and their influence is going to do something to you.
Yes.
So what is
Nobody's
happening? It is whatever. Are you influencing someone to go here, or are they influencing you to go to there? Like there's no in between.
Yeah, there's no in between.
You are so right.
It's no neutral.
There's no neutral.
I have to evaluate, and I think that's a great opportunity for a study guide. Like, let's put the top 10 people in your life. Are they? And then like put the goals that you have. Your main goal, is this person neutral? I mean, is this person positively affecting this goal, your purpose, or are they negatively affecting? Like, let's be honest here. We gotta start being honest, because here's the thing: nothing can take you down like a bad relationship.
Man,
like the wrong person being in your life. When God wants to change your life, God will send a person. When the enemy wants to rip your life up, he'll send a person. Nothing can mess your life over like the wrong person having access to you. I'm sorry. That's just a fact. Ask your mama, ask your grandmama, ask your aunties and your uncles.
You don't even have to do that. Pray, if you're a believer, pray for God to take out the rummage of your life. Pray for him to take out the people who are not supposed to be there.
Man,
And
people gonna
when
start
I
dropping like
tell
flies. You gonna be like,
you
oh
they'll
my
start
God,
dropping like
my
flies, you'll
heart.
be like, oh, well.
Yeah, because
And
yeah,
you got to be okay with that.
you got to be okay with that. It's quality over quantity. It's
At
quality
over
quantity.
quantity.
It's quality. You want quality, good, dependable, loyal friends. You don't want a bunch of just takers and don't care about you, not checking for. Like, you don't want that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then here's the thing. Oh, I just had this conversation with a friend of mine. When you have so many friends, quote unquote, people you think you're friends, you're pouring all this energy out. Maybe out of the 10 friends, shout out to my friend Jill. Maybe out of the 10 friends, 2 of them are your real friends. Straight up. But you're pouring yourself out to 10 people. So the 2 people that's really for you, you really not giving them the love, attention, the support that they need because you spending it on 10 people.
So you, ooh.
Right? Because you really think these 10 people for you, but really only 2 of them for you. But you're pouring out 10 worth when you could be taking the what you have and giving it to the 2 people and have better quality. Y'all here for each other, y'all learning from each other, y'all supporting each other. So get rid of those 8 people that's not for you, that's not behind you, that y'all don't have the realness, and then you'll have more energy to give to your real friends that's really for you. We call that friendship math. No, I'm just
And it
it is. Okay, let's do this. Friendship math, okay? Friendship math. You want to do a long way? Friendship math. So we got 10 friends total. 10 friends. Okay? How we going to do this so
That's
it's not
inverted.
black? Backward. I got to go this way. Do it like that? No. Well, okay. This is going to be different. 10 friends total, okay? 8 of them are fake. How that look on the screen? I guess I got to write it backwards. I don't know. Y'all get the point. 8 of them are fake. You only really got 2 friends. Let's do it this way. I gotta write it 2 backwards, y'all. This is interesting. 2. You only really got 2 friends. 2 of these people. So 8 of this, your energy. You giving energy all right here. Energy. All to all this 8.
all of that.
You need to be giving it over here. Y'all have better quality friendships, okay? So this is why we have to evaluate. Very good. Give yourself a hand. Lesson learned. A little quick math lesson. Here's the thing. You don't need what you think you need. You think you need all these people around all the time and calling you all the time and texting you all the time and inviting you all these places. You don't need what you think you need. What you need is quality people that's gonna have your back. Can get a prayer through. It really helps you. It's really gonna.
When I tell you, if you
that
could
means
have
something.
somebody to get a prayer through,
That's gonna help you out. You know, that have good character versus all these just people that you just talking to all day. Think about all the energy that you're expending. So I just want y'all to be encouraged that it's not about bad thing to downsize your circle. They used to say, circle got smaller, vision got clearer, right? Like, it's okay to downstairs and you get rid of all the noise and the muck and the extraness, and then you have less, but it's better quality, and then you can give that energy and that resource to the ones that really are down for you. Everybody ain't down for you. I'm sorry, boo. And
They're not.
the sooner you know that, the better you'll be able to move through life, because you won't have these unrealistic expectations that you got 10 best friends, because you don't.
Some people are for you going down. Period.
Down, down, baby. Rose Street.
Boom, boom, baby. They're going for you going down.
Yeah, they're not. I'm sorry to tell y'all this. Like, some people are just plain jealous of you. You don't have nothing. You like, I don't even have nothing. I don't even have a dad. I don't have a good, family. I came from this. I've been through this and da-da-da. It don't matter. They jealous because for jealous sake. They jealous of your eyelashes. Maybe your eyelashes is long and they bald lashed. They don't have no eyelashes.
Your hair could be long.
Your hair, it could be anything. You got
the
nice.
Lord could have blessed you in one season. And you thought, and they was like, well,
you got a cute toenail, and they don't. Listen, it don't have to make sense. Not you put your toe out. It don't have to make sense. Their jealousy don't have to. They could be jealous because of anything. So you need to honor what you feel in your spirit, what you feel in your heart, and you're like, something about this is off. I keep getting these little hunches that these people not down for me. And we're not saying everything revolves around you, blah, blah, blah. Get what I'm saying? We're not about the narcissism. We're not about the ego. But we are saying that in life, you can have people around you who are not invested in seeing you win. And it shows. And they are taking up space and taking your energy and taking your resources and taking your mind, because your mind is valuable. They taking your ideas and using your gifts, but they not giving. They're not replenishing. They're not helping. They're just taking. They're not praying for you. They're not wishing you well. They're not speaking life to you when you're down. They're not checking for you. Because they're taking. They don't care about you, really. They really don't. And the sooner you come to grips with that, the better your life will be. And that doesn't mean you're not worth loving. That's not what that means. It don't mean that. It just means that you got to reevaluate things, and it's time to adjust and pivot your relationships. And it might be hurtful, and you might grieve the relationships. You probably will.
You probably will.
You
might not. It's no might. You will.
You will. But that doesn't mean that wasn't the right decision. You just will grieve. Just like you leave a ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, they cheated, you still gonna grieve them. Even though you like, I can't be with you, you just be cheating all the time. Yeah, that doesn't mean you won't grieve the relationship, because you will. But I can't do this. I just can't.
Yep. And grief doesn't mean return.
It don't mean that. I miss you, don't, no, none of that. So I know we sound passionate, but you guys, we know this because we have lived this. We have truly lived this.
And truly going through friendship breakups
is a real thing.
And it was a real thing. And it was
sucks.
Heart wrenching.
It can a lot of times be worse than a romantic.
She know.
It can be worse. So saying that to say, you have to be okay with this friendship landscape looking different if you're going to grow and reach the next level of your life. You just got to be okay with that. Because here's the thing. We see what happens in pop culture. You can see the times where people rose to success and they had a friend and the friend betrayed them because they was jealous.
That's fair. And then you can also see when they brought on a random friend,
Random.
and then that friend also betrayed them.
Yeah, because the whole time they was jealous of them. So I digress, but I want y'all to be okay with letting people go. I want y'all to be okay with saying, you know what? I feel like in this relationship I'm used. This is not mutually beneficial. I give and give and
You
give and give
should.
and give, and they don't ever give back to me. And it's okay to say, you know what? That's not okay for me. I would rather be in a situation where I give and I receive as well. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's a healthy thing. That's healthy. So I hope this helped.
I think it helped.
I think so. I'm very passionate about this because this is the one thing lesson is a life-changing lesson. If you can get this, you probably can maneuver a lot of traps in your life. For real.
Just a little bit about that. Just.
Because here's the thing. I'm going to go scripture on you. When God tell you to let somebody go, he means that. Because you don't know what's in a person's heart. You could say to yourself, oh God, but I love them. They're this and they're that. And God is saying, okay, but I see their heart. And I'm telling you, they're not for you. You think I would just make you let them go with no reason?
That's
You
fair.
think I don't want the best for you? I love you more than anybody will ever love you. And that's a thing. Like even people you can't imagine would they got the song back in the day used to say smile in your face all the time, want to take your
All the
place.
time they want to take your place. Backstab.
Because they appear before you one way, but in their heart they're inwardly another way. And so it's very confusing. The only person that knows the heart of a man is God.
Is God.
But here's the powerful thing. He'll give you clues. Here are the clues. Here's the way you're going to get a clues. The Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you'll be listening. You'll be like, I wonder why they said that like that. You'll start hearing stuff you didn't used to hear. You'll be like, why she say that like that? Hey, Waddell. Hey, does that bless you? You like, man, why they say that? It's in their heart. Bruh, it's in their heart. And this can be family. This can be anywhere, anybody. You might have to put some distance there. That don't mean you stop loving your family. But the access, the permission to speak into your life on things that they not expert in, that they can't really speak to. You have to maneuver and be okay with changing their role. You just got okay, you'll always be my cousin, but you can't speak into this. But you'll always be my cousin. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if God is telling you like, you see this, I'm trying to show you this person, they don't want to see you progress past them, or they don't want to see you progress in a certain way. You have to heed that. You have to heed that. And I have seen God not bless people until they let a situation go, until they let a person go. He will, like Lot, Abraham and Lot. Abraham was supposed to go. He said, Abraham, go to this land I'm going to show you. And then the Bible said, and Lot went with him. Lot was not supposed to go with him. And he wasn't doing nothing but causing trouble the whole time.
He was like, well, God.
They people was fighting and everything.
Why? And he was like, well, you weren't supposed to bring Lot with you.
But that was his family, the familiarity you trying to do for everybody. You trying to get everybody to go, blase. Yeah, no, it's not for everybody. Everybody's not called to that space and that access, whatever, what have you. Yeah, no. And you have got to be okay with that. And that's sometimes it can be like that relationship can be such a part of you, almost like an idol to you. Like, I don't know who I am without this relationship, might be why God is saying let it go, because it's too powerful. Yeah, God is very jealous. He don't play that stuff. If you too dependent on a person, they a crutch. Oh, he gonna yank that. Oh, you think they God? Okay, I'm finna yank that. I'm finna show you that they are a human being just like you, and they will fail you. But I will never fail you. So let me get your facts straight. So yeah, no, it's okay, y'all. God will ask you to let some people go, and the best thing you can do is just be obedient. That's the best thing you can do, and it's hurtful, and you might not understand. But the old folks used to say, "Keep living, by and by,
Keep.
you will see. You will see by and by," and they might be mad, and that's, you know what? That's okay too. It's okay that people might be mad. It's okay that you don't do everything they want you to do. It's okay that you have to tell people no. It's okay that you have to walk away. It's okay that you got to put a boundary where you used to just let people come in and go out and come in and go out and say please. No, it's okay. It's their anger with you will not kill you. You surely won't die if they get mad at you. I promise. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna die. You're gonna be here tomorrow. They mad, and it's okay. They're gonna be mad. But what I would rather have is to know I fulfilled my purpose than just sat there and just did everything you wanted me to do and just let my purpose go out the window. We're not doing that. Not in 2025. Not in 2025. We just doing whatever somebody want us to do, so they not mad at us, while our purpose is just doing whatever, and we like, God, why you not blessing me? Yeah, you're not listening. You're just over here doing what people want you to do because you want to please, and you want to be accepted, and you don't want nobody mad at you. Bump that. Be mad. That's why you got her little MJ. That's why I like watching Last Dance, because he didn't care about y'all being mad at him. He had a goal, and he was trying to get to it. Now, I ain't saying do everything MJ said. I'm just saying,
No.
I'm using that as an example. It's okay to
Wow.
not please people. That'll mess you up. You
Yeah.
living to please everybody, that'll mess yourself up. That'll mess your life up. You want to mess your life up? Start trying to please everybody. You gonna be a sad sister or brother. So that's what I'm saying. I know I sound passionate, but this is from a recovered former people pleaser, and I still have to work at it every day. No, I can't do that. God told me to do this. They want me to do this. Who I'm finna listen to? Them? Yeah, no. I have to answer to God when I go to bed at night. When I get up in the morning and I talk to, I have to answer to him. He like, oh, so they God now? So they God. When they become God? Oh, they your God. Oh, okay. We're going to have to fix that. I don't want to have that conversation. So what I'm about to do is do what God told me to do. And you might be mad. Friends, family, whoever. And that's okay. That's okay. You'll get over it. Because at the end of the day, you need to be minding your own business anyway, instead of being all over up here, up in my business. Where's your business? Why are you over here all up in my business? Be in your own business. That's what I'm saying. That's all. And I know we love people and all that, and we're concerned, and it might be their concern. They want the best for you and all that. But at the end of the day, your relationship with God, your purpose, fulfilling your purpose, you don't want to get to the end of your life on your deathbed and be like, oh, I didn't do it because that would have made such and such mad. Is this a joke? Absolutely not. I will not get to the end of my life and be like, yeah, if I would have did that, then my mom would have felt this way, or my whoever would have felt, or my boyfriend wouldn't have liked it. If I wanted to go to medical school, then that wasn't acceptable. I don't care, yo. Make them mad, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Them being mad not gonna kill you. Them rejecting you not gonna kill you. Them not talking to you not gonna kill you. You still gonna be alive. It might hurt, it might sting, but you're gonna be okay. But what they did was helped you to see who is for you and who not for you. in this season. And you can love them still. But that don't mean, that don't mean access. That don't mean that. You might need to maneuver that board. So, Friendship University. Listen, this season 2 on the couch. This season 2 on the couch. It's a new energy.
It's a new season. It's a new day.
We took it easy on y'all last
Y'all,
season.
see, we don't have time to play at this point. We really don't.
We took it easy on y'all.
We don't have time to play.
We really did.
Period.
This was a long episode, but I think somebody is gonna get something out of it because this is lessons from the layer. Okay, this is like things we didn't just hear about this. We had to
Go through it to get to it.
We had to go through it. Yeah, we had to go through this. This ain't something we just like, oh, I looked this up on ChatGPT and this is what you
Absolutely
should do.
not.
No. You have to walk through painful seasons that you don't understand. I thought that was my homie. I thought that was my man's. Yeah, no, God is saying it's not. You got to let it go. If you want me to bless you with the next level of your life, yeah, no, you gotta let this go.
And if you are serious about going to the next level of your life, you are going to do this.
You're going to do the work.
You're going to do the work. You can look spiritual or non-spiritual. You can see people who don't fall into alignment with that. But, we are faith-based. So you're going to have signs. There are going to be things that happen. And Tara is so right about everything that she said, where the plane gonna go up and it can only hold so much weight. Period. And you're gonna have to decide what weight goes up there.
What's absolutely necessary. It's like when you packing a bag, traveling.
What absolutely is necessary.
So what's absolutely necessary?
That's it.
You can only take so much. So we just want you to have a wisdom. We want you to be wise. We want you to have better relation. We want you to have a better experience. We don't want you struggling all the time. If you can learn from some of our mistakes, life lessons.
You know what?
This just might be confirmation for you. Like, man, I've been feeling that. I've been feeling like I need to let some people go, and I don't want to. Or not necessarily let them go in that way, but move them around, reorient them on the board.
Figure out where they fall. I think, you know what? I think this week's lesson plan, I think this week's homework should be...
Well, we talked about, I kind of gave some lessons, so y'all might have 2 assignments because teachers. But I said make a list of 10 people your 10 closest people, your goal.
Let's start with 5.
Or plus. 5. Okay,
5 is 10 is a little.
Are they helping you get towards that goal, or are they taking away? Just your purpose. Let's be honest.
I think in alignment with that, I don't even know if I have anything to add to it. Yes. Also, I think too, you should write down what your goal is.
Yeah, that's on there. The goal, and then the 5 people.
Yeah.
And you can write a little thing. Maybe they are helping in some ways and not helping in other ways. So be descriptive. You can really talk about that and really think how overall is this like really taken away. And be honest with yourself and make some adjustments sooner than later. You don't know what blessing you holding up. God when you let go of that person, I'll release this blessing. Because if I release this blessing, that situation gonna ruin it. So I'm not gonna release it until you let that go.
I'm still in the business of releasing people. I just want y'all to know. In my big 30 plus age, I'm still releasing people.
Big age. Yeah.
I'm still releasing people that I
man.
thought would be going with me to the finish line. So
it's tough. But you can do it.
You can. You can.
And you have to think about the end of your life. What you don't want to regret. Did I give it my all? Did I give it my all, or I let this situation, this friendship, this relationship stop me? Because it will stop you. 100% will stop you.
Whether you see it or not.
Whether you see it or not. Yeah, man. Woman.
Well, that is another episode of
Another episode.
Friendship University podcast. Y'all have y'all homework. You know what to do. We are here. We can't wait to hear from what you have to say. We're looking for it. Drop your homework in the I guess chat. It would be say, or we have Substack. You're getting the study guides written out to you. What more do you want from me? I feel like diaries. What more do you want? You're getting it written out. We can't wait to see you in another episode. You see all of our links down below, and you have everything that you need to know. We out.